Barstool Sports Podcast. One of them is, I believe this is on Pardon My Take with Big Cat and PFT commenter, excuse me. I had Tim Donaghy on. Trigger warning, it's Tim Donaghy. Relax. It's fine. Here's what he had to say about Kings-Lakers Game 6.
The other thing, you've commented at times since the scandal, since you went to prison, that like you'll be like, hey, this series is going to go 7, or this series they're going to try to extend it. Is that something that you would talk about with the refs before a playoff game? Like, hey, the league needs us to go, 6 here. We need to get this game to 6, or we need to get this game to 7. Is that something that actually, because I think what happened more than anything with this scandal is that everyone got very paranoid about every game, and the NBA had a rigged feel to it. Do you think it is rigged?
Definitely manipulated. When you talk about Dick Bavetta in 2002, I don't know if you remember the famous Lakers-Sacramento Game 6, right? Yep. He openly said to a lot of us that he was the NBA's go-to guy. He was put on Game 6s to make sure they went to a Game 7, and that was one of the most up, games in the history of the NBA.
Yes. Yep.
And when you talk about 3 referees supposedly making so many mistakes in a conference final game, where in America can you perform at that level in your job so poorly and still go to the next level and ref in the NBA Finals and get another bonus of $20,000? If they were so bad and the league was so upset, you think that they would have not moved to the next round, but they advanced to the next round and got paid for it.
All right. Listen, we've known the game was fixed for a long time. The only people that still question it are either contrarians or Laker fans.
Sure.
I also know that they choked in Game 7 and went 16-30 and 2-20. Yes, I understand that. So, hot taker out there saying, oh, they choked again. Okay. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Game 6. Yes, I'm aware of the Samaki Walker shot that shouldn't have counted, but that's the way the rules were then. You can't whine about that. I'm so tired of this. Part of me is, but hearing Tim talk. And by the way, I reached out to him. We'll see.
How's he doing?
It'll be an interesting conversation. Here's what I wonder. Any attorneys out there, hear me out. I wonder if you could actually successfully file and play out a lawsuit against the NBA. A class action lawsuit on behalf of NBA Kings fans for pain and suffering. And also, I'm sure you could tie in some actual things, the arena stuff, this, that, whatever. I'm not saying to win it.
Oh, no, but honest to God, you could file that, I'm sure.
Oh, I know you can file any. I could sue you for having a bald head, but I'm saying
you'd probably win.
Here's the only reason I would care about that. Not to whine about it, not because we're getting a trophy, not for money. Although you sue for some sort of money, let's say you sue for some sort of money and you give it all to charity. It's not a money grab. Here's what I want. I want Tim Donaghy. I want every living ref. I don't know. I can't remember if Bavetta and McCutcheon and who all still. I think
it was
with us.
The refs were Dick Bavetta, who I believe is still with us, Teddy Bernhardt, and Delaney, and I believe Teddy Bernhardt recent. Oh, I shouldn't do this.
Well, yeah, right. Don't do it. Let's just assume they're all. Quick. Let's just assume they're all with us, and if we're wrong, we'll be wrong on that. Adam Silver and a couple of other people. I would gladly. If there's an attorney out there looking to get their name in the paper, I would be happy to head this lawsuit up for the sole purpose of getting those folks under oath, penalty of perjury. I would love to get them on the stand, along, by the way, with Tim Donaghy, and have them raise their right hand, put their hands on the Bible in the hand, and tell the whole truth, and that. And then ask them, were you asked to, or did you participate in anything that with nefarious intentions to try to keep the Lakers-Kings game close or give the Lakers a victory? Find your own way to ask the questions. Now, that would be entertaining to me just to watch them squirm. That's the only real interest I have. I have no doubt that the game was fixed in the sense that the referees were either instructed or took it upon themselves, and I lean towards instructed, to have the Lakers win that game and force a Game 7. A lot of money on the line there. I also have always had kind of a theory in my head, and I know some of you share it too, that two of the huge reasons why, I think there's three major reasons why David Stern fought so hard behind the scenes for the Sacramento Kings back in 2011 and 12. One, he hates expansion, he hates relocation, and that would have stained his legacy again. Number two, he can't stand Seattle because of the way Frank Chop and many of the other politicians up there embarrassed him in his mind and treated him. He didn't want to see a team in Seattle as long as he was around. But I also think there's a little part of him, too, that maybe felt guilty about 2002 and felt like he owed the Kings fans something. Now, I can't say what, and I don't want to do that radio guy thing where, oh, hey, I know something, but I can't talk about it. But it's just simply, I can't talk. I can't. And also, I don't know if it's true. But you hear things through the grapevine from people that you trust. And I've heard on multiple occasions that there is a legendary, there is something out there, or at least was something out there, that would take all questions off the table. There would no longer be a question as to whether or not Game 6 was fixed. That literally proves that it was. I don't know if that thing's been destroyed or buried or what. Obviously, it's been buried. But if there's a lawyer out there that listen, you may not have. That's my only interest, and that would just be for the fans to finally know. My only interest is fellow fans. Class action lawsuit against the NBA for pain and suffering and all the crap we endured with the arena. Just simply get these fools on the witness stand. That's it. Get them. They've got to testify.
Also, Bob Delaney still with us. Dick Bavetta, at the young age of 82, still with us. Could not find any info on Teddy Bernhardt,
I think Ted Bernhardt's still with us.
He was arrested in 2010, though, for invasion of privacy. So do with that as you would like.
Well, he definitely fixed it.